Hello and welcome to the Sports Pitch Podcast. What do we call this? The Galvin Special?
The Tiger Special.
The Tiger Special?
I like that one. The typical weekly rumours about the Tigers.
This is not a rumour. This is happening and it is crazy. And that's why there's a full episode dedicated to this. We do have Haney, first time on the channel. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
No worries. We're sorry it has to be under these circumstances. Galvin's going, and we decided to bring on the only Tigers fan we know. But you know what? You are really passionate about
There's
the
a lot of us out there, but...
You are passionate. You've been with him throughout the whole 11 years.
Yeah, since 2005.
You've been supporting him.
Surprisingly, since the beginning of 2005.
So you jumped on the bandwagon. Haram never jumped off it.
I jumped on the bandwagon before we won the grand final. We just happened to win the grand final that year. The way I started supporting the Tigers is I was in year 5 or so. Yeah. And a couple, they probably weren't even in the NRL. They're probably below the NRL. A couple West Tigers players came to our school.
Toyota Cup probably.
Maybe. I don't know who they are. They gave me a West Tigers ball and I supported them ever since.
Wow. Poor guy.
What a shit story.
He's spewing.
It's not bad.
Could have been a Melbourne Storm player that came to school that day. Could have been the Penrith Panthers.
It could have. He could have played one game. I don't know.
Anyway. No, but it's good to have you on. And we just wanted to get a Tigers perspective on this because I have my perspective on the idea. I'm sure you do too.
Of course, yeah.
Right? Let's see how it goes. All right. Now, Lachlan Galvin, Tigers have approached him to re-sign him. It's been knocked back, and we woke up to news today with a statement from the Tigers, and it read, would like to announce that Lachlan Galvin will not be with us with the club beyond the 2026 season. Despite the club having the largest contract offer to a junior in the history of the club on the table, Lachlan and his management have decided future lies elsewhere and were not willing to review the offer. It should be noted that the club has no intention of releasing Lachlan from his contract, and he's not requested this from us. The club is focused on winning as many games as possible during Lachlan's tenure and beyond. The club is disappointed, but we move on. When you first seen that, how'd that feel?
I was devastated. Yeah. I felt like I wanted to cry. I was so heartbroken. I felt like we're starting to progress. And now every time Tigers take one step forward, we take 2 steps back. And in this case, we've won 3 games and we've taken like 30 steps back in losing our key player.
He was the player you guys were building around.
Yeah, and we said it, Benji said it many times that we are building the club around him and Luai. And he wasn't on for the journey, I guess.
What was the contract the Tigers offered him?
So apparently it's $5 million over 5 years.
It's
$1 million a year.
It's $5 million over 5 years, but it's $6 million with all the extras. It's just under $6 million.
Oh, so it's $5 million for 5 years, plus they're gonna jack up next year, 2026. Yes. So it could be 5 point.
Yeah,
so it's an excellent contract.
Amazing contract.
It's a fantastic contract, and this is the richest contract ever offered to a teenager.
And 19 years old.
And
crazy.
What really got me is the part where he says they didn't even review the contract. So his management got the contract and says, I'm not giving it to my client because we've already made up our mind.
So I'll talk about everything that I've read and all the research that I've done. So apparently this is broken over 4 days, and then the Tigers dropped this today. So Thursday, Shane Richardson, who's the Tigers CEO, he's met with Mitchell Moses' manager. Mitchell Moses. He's met with Isaac Moses, who's Galvin's manager. Contract was offered, like I said, the biggest contract ever offered by the Tigers, the biggest ever contract offered to a teenager. Moses said they're not willing to look at the contract at all. Okay. And he said to him that he's not going to be staying after his contract runs out. He's leaving. They didn't even look at the contract. They didn't want to talk numbers. They didn't want to crunch numbers. Shane Richardson on Friday then calls Galvin's dad. Yeah. Calls his dad and wants to just talk about, okay, do you guys know what you guys are knocking back? They understand that we're building around your son. He's going to be a pivotal part of this team. He's going to be one of the biggest. If Galvin stays at the Tigers, he's up there with Benji Marshall as a club legend.
Literally.
Yeah.
Grand final or not.
They have the stone ready. They're just waiting to build a statue.
100%, right? His dad refused to answer the phone call. Yeah. His dad refused to send reply to the messages.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So, and this is all research. I don't know if it's legit, but it's coming from a lot of different sources that I've looked up online. Sunday morning, the Tigers tried one more time to talk to Galvin's management, saying, okay, is there a price we can match? Is there a price he wants? Moses said, nah, he doesn't want to be at the Tigers for the future. That's when today comes along, Monday morning. Monday morning, they dropped that. The Tigers have officially pulled out and they can't re-sign him because he doesn't want to stay.
And this is exactly how relations with clubs and managers and teams are broken.
Yeah.
This is what causes rifts between clubs and managers and coaches. This is exactly what this sport doesn't need. We already have enough problems.
100%.
I understand Isaac Moses is a big figure. He's got a big say in what all his players do. He's literally, what's his name? Don King?
Yeah.
He's literally the Don King of the NRL.
Yeah.
The organisation hates him. He hates them, but controls them like they're on his pinky.
Yeah.
And why did this turn sour? Haney, what do you feel?
Well, Isaac Moses goes sour with pretty much every deal unless it goes his way. So
that is true.
So if it's not in his favour dramatically, I don't know if it's out of spite. I don't know if it's just...
It's a power play?
A power play. I don't know what it is, but it's either his way or the highway.
You said something. You said something on our chat. You said Isaac Moses is a cancer.
He is.
I think you're talking out of like from your heart, right?
He's a cancer to the NRL.
They're taking a Tigers player, but looking at it from we don't have any dealings with Isaac Moses as a Doggies fan. Isaac Moses is a cancer to rugby league. No, we have no one under him because Gould refuses to deal with him.
He is a cancer to the NRL. He starts off small with one player, two player. Next thing you know, he's got half your team, and what he says goes. Yeah. And the coach can't say anything. The hierarchy in the club can't say anything. And if you go against his word, he'll just tear your club down, like we all witnessed him do back in 2015, where he clearly didn't like the Tigers for whatever reason and decided
4 of them gone.
He decided
was
that.
It 4? No, it was only Brooks that stayed.
Yeah, Brooks stayed, but by then the damage was done.
Literally, it was a domino effect.
And not just that, when you do that to a team, it doesn't just hurt the team for a year or 2 years. We've been recovering for 10 years from what has happened to us.
Yeah. So it's you're referring to James Tedesco, who's no longer with him.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Roosters said they gave him an ultimatum. This is back in the day, saying if he stays your manager,
that's why they're so well respected. This club, bro.
They literally told him if he's still your manager, you're gone. Yeah. Nick Politis does not deal with him at all. Yeah. At all. And Tedesco, listen, is like, I love this club. See you later, I'll get a new manager. But Tedesco, Aaron Woods, and Mitchell Moses. Yeah. They were the 3 Tigers that...
And those are the main players.
That was 3 defining players
that
in
was
the club.
The future of your club. That's 10 years.
Yeah,
you should have had them in your team. Yeah. Gone because Isaac Moses had an issue with the Tigers.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's a domino effect because... He's got Galvin, but he's also got Buller. I think he's got Talon Silva. I think he's got a couple other players.
Seriously, that's news to me.
Decides, so it's either we turn around and say, yep, you can take Galvin and that's it, the beef's over, or if Tigers try their heart out to keep and they fight for him, he can, Isaac Moses can turn around and start talking in Buller's ear. And then next thing we know, Buller doesn't want to go play for the club, and it's a whole domino effect that will just hurt us for a very long time.
Like you said, it's literally a cancer and it just doesn't stop spreading.
So, last year, Galvin, there was news of Galvin wanted out from the Tigers. Same time that Atakamanu came out and said, I want out, Galvin was in the headlines as well. At the time, they asked him why. He said, I don't believe that, his management, he doesn't believe that he can grow.
Under Marshall.
Not just under Marshall, but at the club.
I think he specifically said under Marshall.
And the club, right? Okay. If that's the issue now, your issue is you don't think he can grow out at the Tigers under Benji Marshall. Fuck, he's done a lot of growing since last year, man.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of growing. Literally. There's no way you think you done that alone?
Yeah. And you think that within the space of 2 years you went from a $250,000 contract to getting offered $1 million contract. Is that all you? Has Tigers had nothing to do with it?
Tigers gave you a shot.
Does he get a start in another team?
18? No.
Does he get a start?
No.
Not at 18.
Not
Tigers named him round 1 last year, and everyone was saying, what? I was one of them saying, but why are they giving this 18-year-old kid a go?
Benji backed him from day one.
He did. And it's unfortunate, man. This is how he repays him.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it happen to a club like Tigers that have been through so much in these last few years. I just want to understand, like, what's the thought process behind Galvin's parents? Like, they see there's a bit of poison there.
Yeah.
Why is, like, what are they sticking true to? Is it the money? Is it really?
It's not the
his
money,
growth?
because he's not going to get that anywhere else. And I don't understand the dad not answering the phone calls was crazy. When I read it, I'm like, bullshit. And then I watched NRL 360, the episode that dropped today.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Monday. The episode that dropped today, and they said it again. They're like, the dad refused to answer the phone calls. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, of course his son's going to be a flop.
Yeah,
The dad's like that.
Yeah.
It shows a lot about his character.
And
shows a lot about his
Tigers were
character.
literally just waiting to hand him the keys.
Yeah.
This club's yours.
For the next,
And
what,
we've seen
15
Tigers
years?
when they're loyal to their players, which
Yeah.
they're loyal to everyone. But when they have a
They're not loyal to everyone. You've seen what they've done with Clemmer, but
yeah, well,
it's different. It's different.
I think that worked out in Clemmer's favour.
It did work out in Clemmer's favour.
Because Clemmer, they could have played him, not played him, and he would have ended this year.
Literally.
And that's it. Next
Yeah.
year he's without a contract. Or he can leave a year early, go to the Dragons, get a potential
literally
2 year.
gave him a head start
okay,
in his
no,
career.
but it's
Continue.
it's shoes on the other foot. The Tigers didn't want to play; they let him go straight away. But it did work out for Clemmer,
Yeah.
right? They didn't need him. The Dragons needed someone like him. It's worked out. And he's playing good footy
And if
right
it
now.
didn't work out for Clemmer, he could have happily stayed at the Tigers.
Yeah,
He could have
100%.
happily played his certain
He would have
amount
played
of
reserve
games.
grade.
Even so, he's getting his money.
Yeah.
worth.
Now the biggest thing is the Tigers, like I said before, built this team around Galvin. Literally, when I say that, I'm not just saying that. It's like literal when you watch them play. This is Galvin's team.
Even Luai handed him.
That's exactly what I said. They brought in Luai, who you look at Luai at the Penrith Panthers, one of the best running 5'8" in the league.
Literally.
He's packed up that running game. He's started to become an organising half, and he's let Galvin play off that. And you see how good Galvin's going.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, Galvin had a good year last year. He's killing it to start this year.
Yeah, he's playing really good.
Yeah, and it's off the back of what? Luai is there as your halfback, and he's letting you go. He's guiding the team, and you just run and play your game.
Yeah.
Again, what did they didn't build you enough here? Like you're not developing. I don't understand.
For Luai to come off 4 premierships.
Yeah,
Last year, one of the best 5'8" in the game.
100%.
And then to mould into one of the best halfbacks in the
Halfbacks.
game. To come in this season, drop his ego, and give Galvin all that freedom to run. Literally, do whatever you want. You know who bears that responsibility? Luai.
Luai does. Yeah,
He's the captain.
Yeah.
He's the halfback. He's the experience.
yeah. If they play shit, if the Tigers lose, if whatever happens, Galvin isn't competing. He's a 19-year-old.
Yeah, on top of
Yeah,
that,
It's Luai, the guy
the money was there.
the guy that you just
contract
signed
was there.
for however much you signed him
Then
for.
the fan base was there from day one.
Yeah.
Goosebumps when you think about it.
Yeah.
Tigers backed him from day one. I told Haney last year, man, he's a 19-year-old kid, 18-year-old. Like, why are you so in love with him? Like, these Tigers just cling on to anything.
Now, doing what it is, this whole controversy is happening and this whole argument and fight is happening, but he's a really, really good player. And
he's
you guys won't understand how good of a player he is until you become a Tigers supporter and watch his every move, right?
Yeah.
One thing he does amazingly is he touches the ball. On one set of 6, he will touch it 6 times.
Yeah.
He touches the ball so many times, even if it's just a tip on or whatever it is, but he touches the
Gets
ball
So involved, yeah.
so much. And the fans love him, man. The fans, we love him. Do you know how much people were at the Tigers game and they all done the moustache and goatee for Galvin?
Galvin.
Seriously.
I swear, so many
So
people
love
did
him.
it for
What a
Galvin.
fan
It's
base.
actually sad. You know what? It reminds me a lot of you saying you don't understand. We went through
Yeah.
this with Sonny Bill, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Like we
God.
spoke on the review. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. All right, it's uploaded on the channel. When Sonny Bill left, bro, I cried. I was,
Belma was crying,
14. All we had was Sonny Bill. All at the same time. That year we finished with the wooden spoon. He left halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Dipped to a whole different other country without saying a thing. That was the worst time for
We
me.
started to hate the club.
Yeah, I swear to God, it was like.
All the fans turned on the actual club.
Of course, because
Yeah.
How could you allow him to
How would
leave?
you let him? Why would you let him go?
And that wasn't even in their hands at the time.
Yeah, but it's very similar to that when it comes to you've
is.
developed this kid, and the Bulldogs gave Sonny Bill a go. Right, Gordon Tallis said on NRL 360, Lachlan Galvin is the best 19-year-old he's ever seen since Sonny Bill.
God.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Talk about raps.
Bro, that's massive.
You
But
can't
he's
have bigger
right.
raps on a kid.
'Cause he's
Literally.
right.
Like no other club has had a figure like this in this sort of circumstance.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart for people like Haney. This fan base, man, it kills me. You know what he said to me today? He feels like their team is a feeder club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Bro, he killed me.
That's fucked.
It does feel like that.
Is
It does feel like
Is
that.
he wrong?
It
No,
feels
he's right. Because everything, like, it happened 10 years ago. It's happening again. And you know what's the sad part is you're pretty much spot on with things probably going to go now.
Who?
The
Bulla?
Bulla, Talent de Silva.
Oh,
Yeah, Talent de Silva, he's learning his craft from Api Coruscant.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary because it looks very similar. Where
Yeah.
20 years ago was one player that didn't want to be there,
Yeah.
3 left.
yeah.
It's scary. It's scary. And going back to the Tigers are building around him, it's not just Luai. They brought in May, right, for this bloke to play with. There's a team built around Galvin. May, who, you play off May, Galvin's going to have the time of his life. Who else you guys sign?
Tariva.
Taruva, wow.
Skeleton.
Scored every game this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said on the preview, I said it was a rubbish
Except
signing.
for the first, but yeah.
That's so wrong, right?
Yeah.
But
Him and I think the Broncos winger, Jesse Arthurs, I
Yeah.
think the top
top try
scorer.
scorers, yeah. So there's a
Far
team
out.
built for Galvin, man.
Like what we were
And-
saying, Tigers play the ugliest brand of footy at the moment.
Yeah, but it works.
But
It's
it
their
works
style.
every game.
It's their style.
And Tariva is up there leading try scorer.
Yeah, yeah. And last year,
And Galvin's about to leave this team.
Galvin played on the left, and most of our tries were scored on the left. Now he plays on the right,
And he's adapting.
and almost all our tries are between Taruva and Staffatoa,
Oh.
who play on his right side.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. What's happening at the Tigers right now is crazy. Now, where does he go to? He's leaving, right? It's done. I don't think there's any salvaging this. Before we get to where he goes to, do you think the NRL should do something about this?
I was saying that to him today.
hope
When-
so.
We'll talk. You talk first, and then we'll get to.
Well,
Haney.
when this occurs so many times in the space of 3-4 years with so many different players, there should be like, NRL should step in and just say, hold on, there's a limit, or they should just say something,
Yeah, yeah.
but they can't because these managers are lawyers, and it's all contracts and all legalized. But what do you like? I think they should.
Yeah, so I don't think the NRL is going to step in, but I think it has to become like common knowledge to any NRL team that if you want to protect your team and protect your players, one manager has to have, a maximum of 3 players that they control.
I agree.
I don't think the NRL is going to step in.
I agree.
I think it's just, if you want to look after your own club, it's
I agree with that. I think you're talking about a specific amount of players under one manager.
Yeah.
3 max, 4 max.
Yeah.
So, because right now, what's his name? Isaac Moses
Yeah.
runs the Manly Seagulls.
Yeah.
Runs them.
In the click of a fingers, he can
Yes.
collapse the whole club.
Yes, he's got around 9 players that are in the top 30.
And the coach.
And the coach. Yes. That's
That's
why
crazy.
there's a lot of links to Manly for Galvin.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Right.
And
So,
Eels.
Eels
and
have so
Tigers.
many, and Eels. If you look at the Eels playing roster, and that's why there's a big exodus there of players leaving because the Eels have had enough of Isaac Moses. A lot of their players are on these weird contracts
yeah.
with a million clauses in them.
Yeah.
Every single
Does he
one.
manage Dylan Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
And
Mitchell Moses.
Mitchell
It all
Moses.
makes
Every
sense.
single one of those players at the Eels has a clause. Every single one.
Yeah.
He also managed Suwali, where he got him that deal. No, it wasn't Suwali actually. Sorry, my bad. It wasn't Suwali. But Suwali's contract had a
You
crazy.
know who
clause
he
in it as
doesn't
well.
manage?
Who?
Ilias, and it shows.
Yeah. It's Brenton Aston's management.
It fully shows.
But no, so yeah, I think what you're saying is correct. I think it will give the control back to the club,
Yeah.
right? And the club won't be afraid to lose a player,
Yeah.
right? But maybe, I don't know, like a homegrown player, a junior. Like Galvin came up playing, Parramatta fan, but grew up playing Tigers juniors,
Yeah.
right? Came up through the ranks. Surely there's like a protection.
No, he came
thing.
through the Eels system.
No.
So he
he
was
switched.
early in
Eels,
the Eels
yes,
system,
and switched
and
to
then he
Campbell
he played majority
Ah,
of his footy
West,
in the
Tigers.
Tigers.
Tigers juniors.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're literally a plant that's growing in their backyard.
Yeah.
And then when you start to grow a bit of, what do we call
Starts to
them?
bloom.
Starts to bloom a
They
bit.
pluck it
Your
out.
manager just goes, hold on,
Yeah.
pulls you out and just chucks you in another garden.
Yeah, it should go. It's a great analogy.
Weird analogy, but it works.
So one of the reasons the rumors are that one of the reasons he's leaving is because he doesn't believe in Benji,
Yeah.
that he's going to coach him to his full
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
Do you guys, as fans looking from the outside in, believe that Benji's the problem?
No. I
Do
think
you think
Benji's...
there's anything wrong with Benji's coaching
I
style?
think Benji's a shit coach. I think he'll sack him soon.
See, I don't think he's a
No, I think
I
he's
don't
shit.
think so.
I think he's shit. I think he's shit.
I'll tell you why I don't think so.
What do you think
Because
so?
look at their record right now. This isn't by luck.
Yes, I agree.
You
but
don't
the
beat
players,
you don't beat teams like Knights and did they beat Warriors?
The players are good. No, they haven't
They lost
played
Warriors
the
by
Warriors.
2.
Have they played the Warriors?
Yeah,
Yes,
they
we
lost by
lost by
2.
two,
That's
yeah.
right.
You don't have these games just by a shitty coaching
No,
luck.
listen. They have a good team. A good team. You call the style shit. Can you see the Tigers playing another style and being more productive?
I
Yes.
think- no.
Definitely. Look
No,
at the
so-
players.
so,
you
I
have.
I think it's Tigers' DNA.
No.
No,
I think that's
missed the
their
You
question.
guys
style.
can play such a better
I
style.
missed the question.
All
Of
right,
course they
let-
can play a better
let
style.
me-
Yeah.
Okay, you can
It'll
go
be more
first.
successful.
You can go first.
Well,
Khaled.
of course they can play a better style.
Yeah, okay. If they had a
But
better
the coach,
coach
you need
there.
the coach to adapt too. We were just saying before, Jason Rolls that's not his team.
Yeah, but this is Benji's team.
This is Benji's team, but he needs to. It takes a while.
I said at
for
the
a team.
beginning of the year, if they don't finish top 8, there's something wrong with the team like that.
Bulldogs last year were calling for Burden to play in centres.
That's not me. I never said that. Please.
A lot of players were calling.
A lot
for
of fans were, yes.
Burden. A lot of players were calling for Serrata to be sacked after 6-8 games
That was the first year. Oh, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
last year.
All right, let me
Maybe it
explain
was
to
me,
you
but-
why I believe that
I know.
Benji is a good coach. Okay,
Yeah.
so last year was his first year. His main job was trying to clear out all the excess players that didn't belong there, that weren't up to NRL standards. And his first year was pretty much just trying to bring in his own team, okay? So you can't blame last year on him because it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
He
agree.
inherited the team and it was rubbish. Anyway, this year is his first team. So Tigers, unlike Bulldogs where you guys have Feel Good that just attracts talent
Yeah.
just because of his name,
Yeah.
Tigers don't have a Feel Good. So it's Benji's job to attract players, right? And pretty much it's hard to coach players and it's also hard to attract top tier talent, right? So if he done his first job properly, he's done his first job excellent. He attracted the right amount of players, and so far I think he's an excellent coach because if it wasn't for Benji, Luai's not coming, Terrell May's not coming, Taruva's not coming. The way they were talking before they came to the Tigers, they were starstruck. There was like, I'm looking at a celebrity right now, and I'll do anything just to be a
Well,
part
that's
of your
what the interview
team.
said. That's what Luai said.
That's what Luai said. That's what Taruva. If you watch his interview, he said that he was so starstruck that he didn't know what was happening. He just seen himself signing the paper. In other words, like he was so in love with him, he just kept remembering the 2005 grand final, right? So he did his first job properly. So now the second part of his job, the first part is to
Playing
attract
style.
players. The second part is to coach the players, right? So now it's up to, now we all have to
I
watch
think you
as
got to cut him
fans.
some slack.
You gotta cut him some slack.
No. I think if he doesn't make top 8, is it a success for you?
If he makes close to top
No,
8, yeah.
no. With the
Why?
players, with the team
From
you
wooden
have.
spoon, did
Yes, we did.
Serraldo
Yeah,
make top 8 in the first year?
Not Serraldo. We didn't go in and sign all these players.
Yes, you did.
No, not our first year.
Feel good. You've
Not
already
our
had
first
Burden, you've had Fox, you've had
No,
Reid
it's
Marnie,
not our
you've had...
first year,
Our first year was Serraldo. We done
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't make top 8.
No,
Does
not
that
our
mean
first year.
Serraldo was shit?
No, because I'll bring it back to a exact time with you guys.
Yeah.
2008, we win the spoon. Our coach exact. We get not Dean Pay.
When are you talking about?
2009. Who was our coach? Oh, I forgot his name. He's always the one I forget. We get in a coach, right?
Yeah.
He coaches us 2008. We signed Brett Comorley, Josh Morris, David Stagg. We signed 6 players. Bryson Goodwin, all these players.
Yeah.
We finished second.
Okay.
2009. Second. From last
Yeah.
to second in 1 year.
So if he doesn't make top 8, it's not a pass for you.
If he has to make top 8.
I think if he's
Because
fighting for the top 8...
your squad
Yeah.
should be top 8. Especially
Yeah.
with the way this season's looking, in my opinion.
But a big pass is, as I was saying, was attracting the players because if you wanted to compare him to another coach like, I'll say Shane Flanagan, because they started at the same time, right? They both
with their clubs, yes.
They both started with their club at the same time.
Tigers, yeah.
Tigers, they both started 2 years ago, okay? Dragons went out and, to be honest, most of their players that they signed are either has-beens or rejects from their previous clubs.
Yeah.
Or, you know, not
Unwanted.
they were unwanted by the previous clubs, right? So, even though Shane Flanagan has a better record and he's won a grand final, he cannot attract high caliber players like Benji Marshall. So that's why I say in that aspect he's excellent.
I think you're wrong.
I think he's excellent at that.
I think you're wrong.
What you're saying?
I think you're wrong.
You're
Why?
saying.
I think you're
what
wrong.
you're saying is I'll tell you you're wrong, but there's proof that he hasn't attracted big players. So you're right in that aspect. But Shane Flanagan can attract whoever he wants.
Yeah, but I don't.
Problem is he's got a
could-
budget and he's very, very tight on that budget.
See, if
That's
he
his
could,
problem.
if he could attract anyone he wants, his halfbacks would not be Ilias and Flanagan.
No, but he can't attract right now, and there's no one out there.
I don't think anyone
What do you
will
mean?
play
He
for
started
Dragons,
at the
though.
same time as
There's
Benji.
no
There
one
was
out there.
Terrell May. There
No,
was
no,
a lot of Bulldogs. There was Tupanua.
Yeah,
there was.
but the Dragons at the time he came in were already tight on their contract. On their.
That's the
on
thing.
their
You're
salary
right and
cap.
wrong, but
Well, if he can't
And that's what he's
move
doing
on
now. There's
all
a
the old players,
doing it.
he's not a good coach.
He's doing it. No, Shane Flanagan is a great coach.
Okay, no. I'm not talking about him specifically, but I'm saying number one rule in becoming a new coach to a new club is get rid of all the old players
And
that
he's
are
doing
not
it.
going
Of the
to...
old-
And he's doing
Innovinu.
it. Bro, you think Benji comes to the Dragons, let's say this, he coaches the Dragons, he'll tell Ben Hunt and Lomax to go, see you later?
He would have kept them.
Why would you keep a cancer? They were
He
clearly,
would've- or he
they
would've
were
kept
clearly a
Lomax.
problem. No, Lomax is a problem. Lomax is a massive problem.
Yeah.
And he knew it.
Maybe.
he's not saying they're
fair
bad
enough.
players.
I'm not saying they're bad, they're
Just
superstars.
problem within the
Right,
club.
Benji Marshall will not do that.
Okay. Fair.
Benji wouldn't do that.
Well, the fact that he, within 2 years, I actually read this up just to double check. Within 2 years, so last year and this year, he's got 14 out of 17 new players
Who's this?
in the starting side. Benji Marshall.
Yeah. Hey, well, you
So
had to.
I'm talking about all the players that he got from the lower grades and brought them up. I'm saying all the
No.
players this year alone. He got 6 players. Last year he got a however many, and yeah, within 2 years or actually 1 year because we
The
just
more,
started the second
the more
year.
you're talking, you're swaying me.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I am being a little harsh on him.
Yeah.
I got to see more.
Bulldogs have done the same thing. Within
agree.
2 years they moved their whole
Yeah,
club
but I had
over.
to, but for me to think Serraldo was a success, and I'm like, fuck, why we're signing another rookie coach when
Yeah.
we first signed him? Because we just got through Trent Barrett, that fucking killed me, right? When I seen Serraldo, we had that shit year. I'm like, bro, he's not ready.
Yeah.
Until you prove otherwise, I'm never gonna say it's the right thing.
But
unless prove to me that you're the right coach.
If Bulldogs didn't move on so many players in such a short
Yeah,
period
I
of time,
agree
would
with
they
you.
be coming
No,
first
no,
right
of course
now?
not. There's so many players.
If they
left to
still
give them.
had, I don't know, like the players that you had,
Lachlan Lewis?
Lachlan Lewis, yeah. If you still had Lachlan Lewis,
Taveta
He-
Pangai Jr.
yeah, Pangai
if you
Jr.
had all those players, would you be coming first right now? No.
No, Benji's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So he's doing his first part of his
Yes.
job properly.
Yes, 100%.
So he's not a shit coach.
And he's bought. I said I might be being a little too harsh on him.
Yeah.
You're a bit
Right,
charged.
yeah. And he's bought in guns. He's
Yeah.
not bought in just good players.
Yeah.
But he's
Bought
bought
in
in
guns.
Luai,
Yeah.
gun. He's bought in Terrell May.
My favourite player, Terrell May.
Bro, he's my
Yeah.
favourite player.
He's
Yeah.
the best signing this year.
He's my favourite player. I'm not even a Tigers fan. I love that
You know
guy.
he's leading Dali M. He's coming second.
Is he?
Dali M.
Well, I won't be surprised.
You know who's leading the Dalian?
Penhas?
John Gray.
Jai Gray. But
Jai
he's
Gray.
but he's not going to keep his spot. That's the
Why?
sad part.
Why?
Eventually, Latrell will get back
Get out
to
my
full.
face, guys. Yo, the John
Eventually.
Gray, it's my boy.
Anyways,
my man.
final topic.
Yes, we
got carried away.
We went that way. All right, where does Lachlan Galvin go?
All right. So Roosters said they're off the table.
Yeah,
unless
Roosters-
they come in last minute.
If a Roosters signing would be crazy, because Politis, when he says something, he sticks to it. And he said,
Well,
"Oh,
there's no point, but because Walker and him, exact same players.
similar," but I think
Very similar.
I think Walker can be a 7. We already had this
Walker
convo.
can be a 7.
Can be a 7,
Okay, so what's Gavin?
a 6.
But he's very ball dominant.
Who?
So Walker and Gavin,
Walker,
very
yeah.
ball dominant.
They're exactly identical players. I don't see him
Galvin's
working.
more of a way better runner than.
I think
Walker
they're
is.
both.
They're not. Can we start off with the teams that are not going to sign him?
Roosters.
Sharks won't get him.
What?
No, let's just.
Roosters won't
There
get
are
him.
4 that have been been like just put in the headline straight away. There might be more. He might not end at these 4, but the 4 other Roosters, because it just makes sense because they need a halfback.
I don't think.
Well,
no.
they already pulled out of the race, so you got to cancel.
They're gone.
Down.
Yeah, they're gone. Cause
Panthers, I think, even though it will be the perfect combination, I think they don't have a chance. Why? Because last year, Luai, the max they offered him was $850. He got an offer for 1.2 at the Tigers. They couldn't match it or come anywhere close to it.
Do you think Gavin won't sign an unders with a better club?
Well, what's unders to you? So if he got offered $1 million by Tigers, anyone else that's not a top tier club would have to offer him at least 1.1.
No way in the world.
No, well, there's a rule.
I reckon he takes $850 easily.
No,
he
can't. There's a
Why?
rule. There's a rule in the NRL where there's a certain percentage of an offer that you've received. So the Tigers have offered him $1 million a year. You can't get a certain percentage below that, or then the NRL start to investigate.
Is close to $1 million.
I don't know how much the percentage is.
Ivan Cleary calls him tomorrow. $850.
He's walking to Penrith.
We're flying to a premiership.
He's running to
We're
Penrith.
missing one player to help Cleary in the halves. What do you say, Galvin?
He's running.
How long do you want me for? I want you for 4 years, 5 years.
He's running.
Haney.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's taking $850
Yes,
off him.
I agree with you on Panthers.
No, whoever he goes to,
that's it.
Because
That's the only thing I agree with you.
There's no club that'll offer him more than $1 million.
Yeah.
There is no club that'll offer
unless
him
it's
more
a
than $1
lower club, they'll offer him 1.1.
Yeah, but that's stupid if he goes. Why would you go?
He's talking top 8 clubs.
Yeah, and this is someone
He's not going to go to a lower club because he wanted to leave Tigers last year because we were losing.
Yes, and he wants to win a premiership.
Yeah.
Right? If he goes to a lower club, that's dumb, and the game is gone.
You know who's a smoky for this one?
Who?
Rabbitohs.
No, I don't see it at all.
They're dying for a half.
They are, but I don't
Cody
see
Walker's almost on the way
I don't
out.
see that.
But they need a...
Don't forget, we haven't mentioned this. Galvin's contracted to an end of next year.
2026.
2027 in the Rabbitohs, Cody Walker goes.
Yeah, maybe Cody Walker will
my
be done by
God.
then, yeah?
He's
And
a-
in 2027, Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt will be gone.
There's-
in
Listen,
2027.
options.
every team in the NRL
We need to go play at that exact
can do
time.
with Galvin. Now, the 3 that we said the Roosters, they're out. You got the Panthers, the 4.
Yeah.
Panthers,
Eels.
you got the Eels, you've got the Bulldogs, and you've got the Manly Sea Eagles. Who do we think out of them 4? And I'm saying this, I'm narrowed it down to 4. Every team in the NRL can do with a Galvin.
Yeah.
He's that good of a player.
Yeah, correct.
Who do we think you just wipe off the table straight away?
Bulldogs.
I think Bulldogs 100%.
Yeah, I don't think Bulldogs
No.
Bulldogs and Roosters because of the Nick.
Bulldogs and Roosters out off the table.
the not
The
working
Isaac
with
Moses.
Moses, but Gould loves Galvin. Loves Galvin.
He's been
He's
a
been
big
riding
fan.
him for a long time.
You reckon he'll break his word
No,
for that
I don't
one
think
player?
so. I don't think
it's not
so,
his
but
word. It's not his word. I think that is he gonna offer him? Is he gonna do with a lucrative manager like Isaac Moses first of all?
that's one thing.
And
that
we've already
he's trying
built
to
a
avoid.
culture. Do you want to try to fix what's
100%.
not broken?
You don't want to destroy that culture, and we don't need him.
The only
think
thing
he-
he's gonna.
Where do we put him? Where do we play?
When you have help me out here.
Who?
Up
Jordan?
and comers, Joseph O'Neill.
Oh yeah,
Mitch
and Woods.
Cassius.
No, but
Cassius.
because you got to remember, he's a 5'8".
Yeah.
He's not a half.
I can understand.
If he was a half, I'd be like, brother,
Yeah, then he's getting
throw
1.5.
the kitchen sink at him.
Gavin can easily play half.
No, because he can't.
Easily.
No.
No.
You don't want to. You
You'll
don't want to
take
limit
away-
his. You don't want to
Two-run
limit.
dominant.
Yeah, you don't want to limit him.
Yeah.
But by the way he plays and just the confidence he brings, I reckon he easily becomes a
Two
halfback.
running dominant.
No.
2-run dominant. But he's a good player. Again. So Bulldogs out.
Yeah, Roosters out.
Roosters out. Panthers you already spoke
Panthers,
about.
yes.
You're right.
I reckon
Manly,
Eels.
yes. Broncos, yes.
No, Broncos.
No,
We're talking about. Let's
I don't
talk about
think-
You
them
don't
four.
think he'll go? Yeah.
I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll go
I
to
reckon
Queensland.
Eels are the most likely.
Eels, Manly, Panthers. We already spoke about Panthers. Speak about Manly.
Manly, yeah. I see
Manly
it
makes the
happening.
most sense.
Cherry Evans goes. He comes in straight
Cherry
away.
Evans goes. He comes in on that Cherry Evans money.
Luke Brooks to 7.
Luke Book goes to 7. He plays 5'8". It'll work. 100% it'll
That
work.
literally perfect slot
Yep.
right there.
And this is the club that Isaac Moses runs.
Owns.
Oh, literally.
That's
Owns.
he's
owns them. He owns them. It
He's
makes
literally
so
the
much
pimp.
sense.
He's the pimp
yeah.
to his club.
So that for me, Manly are front runners. For me, Manly are front
For
runners.
me, Eels are.
Eels, even
And
though
now
they're
Eels-
horrible.
Why do you think it's Eels?
I'll give you a take.
Go.
Dylan Brown left for 1.3.
Yeah. Give him that
Eels
money.
did a matcher. Eels gonna be like, Habibi, come. He left us for 1.3. Here's 1.2. Stay with us for 5 years. Guarantee you this, guarantee you that. it'll reach 1.3.
Clause every 3 months.
Every week, after every round, you're gonna leave.
Every 2 Sundays and 1 Wednesday, you can leave. But yeah, for me, it's the Eels. Who's your team? You said the Manly?
Manly. I think he'll go to Manly.
Okay.
It just makes the most sense. And he wants to go to a better team. A team that might push for a premiership.
Yeah.
Manly's a solid team.
He'll look really good in Bulldogs colour.
Everyone looks good in Bulldogs colours.
Don't.
Not about the colours, about their culture, man.
Galvin, in our
culture, I gotta
culture-
give it to you.
Yeah, but
Guys,
colours.
I don't want Galvin.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want Galvin.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Don't fix it, but I don't want him. Seeing him do that to the Tigers, I don't want him.
And he's not as good as Sexton, because Sexton is the
He's a
greatest
half.
half in the world.
100%. Next Andrew Johns.
Welcome to the podcast, Haney.
You see what Mo hates it?
Leave me alone, man.
All right.
Alrighty, I got wife and kids.
Yeah, that's right. You do. You do too.
Yeah. So I think the last question is who replaces him?
Oh, Galvin.
very easy
And,
answer.
and
Galvin.
no,
Very easy.
just keep in mind this can show is Benji Marshall a good coach or is Benji Marshall a shit coach? Why? Because if he goes for the quick fix and gets just any bloke and tries to
Well, he's not, because
fit in that
Lachlan is
culture,
literally waiting in the wings.
or does he go and get a superstar?
Yeah.
Superstar.
I'll tell you what happens. Bulldogs signed Galvin to accommodate Burton.
We're accommodating more. It's the same player.
No, he's not.
They're so similar.
Sexton signs the Tigers
You're a donkey.
for 1.2. No, Latu
We have
Fanu
two
looks like-
halfbacks, you have 2 5'8". We're not, both of us are not making fun of
Latu
it.
looks like the easy fix, and he's literally waiting in the gates to start playing. You don't agree?
Guys, I don't know. Would you... Tigers are building something. What? Who?
Do they get Cherry Evans?
Too late.
And Luai just go back to 5'8"?
He's going to be too old.
It's in 2 years, keep in mind.
He's
Is
going to
it?
be too old,
It's
yeah.
still 20 months.
You don't get an immediate... Manly will call for him.
I don't know, bro. When's Nathan Cleary's contract up?
Nah.
I don't know. I think the most... I think Latu Fanu
Yeah.
plays this season.
This season.
Yes.
Wow.
I reckon Galvin gets dropped.
I don't think so.
You have to.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because they want to make a run for the
I
title.
know, but you have to. Fuck him.
But I think if they don't make top 8, I reckon next year, all of next year, he'll sit in reserve.
100%. But why not give Fanu's ready? What, he's 20 now?
But if you're going for a
21?
title,
Yeah.
you need Galvin in your team. At least.
I know they're not going for a title, but they know they're not going to win a fucking comp.
Why?
Tigers win a comp.
It's not about winning the comp, bro. It's about
Don't-
rebuilding the culture.
No,
Fuck
you can't
that
just
cunt
think
off,
from
bro.
the-
Put him in reserve grade. Put him in
No.
reserve grade and play Latu Fanu.
you can't.
Put him in reserve grade.
Even
Hope
though-
he gets injured.
Even though it's very upsetting what he did
Sack him.
and that he's leaving, man,
He's too good to be
he's
left out.
good.
I'd want him
You
to
know,
get dropped.
he gave us the past 2 years, or these 2 years,
Yeah.
past year.
Fuck is upsetting.
You just have to,
How upsetting is this?
Very
you just got to
upsetting.
leave on good terms, man, and just move,
It's sad.
work forward.
That's the adult thing to do. Let him
Yeah.
play.
Well,
He's
what
like-
adults
he's
here
like-
are we?
No, he's not. Drop him! Fucking drop him.
No, we love you.
Let him just get the
Please don't
fucking
go.
forwards to run at him at training.
No, please
Fucking-
don't go. Stay.
Get Taylor May to run at him.
Do the wrestling session.
Yeah,
Learn from the
with Taylor
Bulldogs.
May. Fucking anyway, it's very upsetting. All right, we hope you enjoyed it. That is the Tigers special, the Galvin special, the whatever one you will call
West
it.
Tigers special.
We hope you enjoyed it.
We're making the
Haney.
top 8.
Thanks, Haney, for coming on. This is the bloke who said they're going to go start the season 9-0. So whenever we refer to that, this is him. All right.
I meant to say
Yeah.
6 and 3.
Oh, nice respect. All right, we do hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell to stay notified. In the comment section below, everything we spoke about today. Let us know your thoughts on them. Description below, find our socials, TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you're following. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Absolutely